Hello traveler and welcome. I'm making this video as a little bit of a helpful guide to aid you as you're collecting your character ascension materials in the Mondstadt area. Materials such as the small lamp grass, the lily, the mushrooms, the vowberries, the windwheel, the wolfhook berry, and even the Cecilia, even though I forgot to show it in that one. That is another Mondstadt specialty item. Easily get the collect 100 specialty items for the Battle Pass achievement. Many different characters that take the same materials. So even if you're not currently using a character, you have plans of using a character in the future and maybe leveling them up, you can collect these items and just get a head start on things. Now this is an overview of everything. I have most things marked with the mining icon, and you can go in any order that you want to go. I usually start in the Storm Terror's lair and just sort of make a loop back around until I get to the Stormbearer mountain area. But you can go in the opposite direction or either way that you choose. But this is just easier for me to keep up with. Just start with one section, just sort of make a loop around, collecting things as I go along. This route will take you roughly 30 minutes once you've sort of learned it. In this video, it did take me a little bit longer to do it as I was recording because I would stop, then I would write notes. So the video itself took me a little bit longer to make, but if you're just making the route on your own, it takes roughly 30 minutes. And it gives you a good selection of all the different items in the Mondstadt area. Another good thing to have is Klee. If you were lucky enough to have pulled her in the Klee banner, she has the special ability of showing Mondstadt specialty items on the mini-map by showing the little hand icon up in the little mini-map. So that'll make your collection a whole lot easier to do. But if you don't have her, don't worry. I'm going to show you the locations, and you can still mark them on your map and go back to them easily in the future.
Freeze!
And most of these items are going to be close to waypoints and statues of the Seven. That was the key thing about this video. I wanted to make everything easy to get to. The exception being on certain items such as the mushrooms and the wolfhook berries and the Cecilia flowers. Unfortunately, you do have to make a journey in order to collect all of those. So in this first waypoint, see that I've already collected about 7 flowers. There are some other areas up by the lake for some more Mondstadt related items, some more windwheel and lilies around that area, but there's not enough of them for them to seem worth the trip. So after you get those 7 items, you can just jump to the next teleporter waypoint and collect some more windwheels. There's 3 more. And in this video, the windwheels are going to be the one that's going to be collected the most. That is just the item that's most frequently located in the different teleporter waypoints around the Mondstadt area. But thankfully there are several characters that do use these flowers. So hopefully they will not go to waste for you. But if you come across an item that you don't really need, you can just sort of skip over certain areas. I did try to make a point of collecting well over 100 items so that you'll have a selection of different things to focus on in case you have an abundance of a certain item and you just want to focus more on a different item. So now that you've collected those, you can just jump right over to the next waypoint. Next, we're going to focus on a little bit of lamp grass and lilies, and even a little bit of mining crystals. You will have to jump back to this teleporter a couple times just to save you a few steps, but you could just walk around if you choose to do so. So once you go to the teleporter waypoint, just head up the mountain towards the two helitrolls looking over the cliff. And just jump down at the edge of the mountain. Be careful not to trigger the large helitroll that's sitting by the tree. As I just said, it would be easier to just teleport back up and then fly down, but I'm showing you that you can get to it without teleporting. You just simply jump over, hit the airstream, and fly straight on over to the edge of the water and collect your lilies. Now, to avoid some of the unnecessary fights, I teleport back and I'm going to fly down to where the mining is at. But if you are wanting to collect materials that you collect off of the helitrolls and other monsters, you may want to just walk up and fight the monsters as you go. Now that you've collected your mining material, now we're going to move on to the next one and collect some more of the lamp grass. So move on to the next teleporter waypoint. Now just make your way up the hill. You can fight this helitroll if you choose to, or you can just dodge them.
Freeze! What's the hurry?
Now, another thing that will show up on the map thanks to Klee's ability is going to be the dandelions. As far as I know, there are not any characters that use dandelions as an ascension material. This, as far as I know, is just simply used in crafting and cooking. Now that we've collected our 3 lamp grass, now we're ready to take the long trip. This is going to take us up through the path that you have to take in order to get to fight the wolf. But it is worth your while because this is the only place you can get the wolf hook berries. But there is a good selection of lamp grass as well as a mining spot. So you can see some of the lamp grass there. Also, the mining spot is back that way. But first, we're going to turn the other direction and collect the lamp grass that's up on top of the cliff by the tree.
I'll catch up.
Now that you've collected your lamp grass, you can turn around and head back in the direction of the waypoint and collect the remaining lamp grass and head on up the hill to the mining spot. There you can collect some ore and even some crystals. These ores do respawn every 24 hours. Unfortunately, the specialty items do not respawn until It's either 48 or 72 hours, either 2 to 3 days are the respawn periods on the Mondstadt items. Now that you've collected your ore, you're just going to go back to the path and follow it upward towards where the wolf is located. After you've collected these next 2 spots of lamp grass, you're going to make a slight detour to collect some more lilies and even a couple more crystals. So you're going to head to the right off the path and jump over where this water is located. Just fly across, collect your 2 crystals, then you're going to jump back down and collect your lilies. Careful of the water slimes there. You can fight them if you choose to. Otherwise, just go back to the path and continue upward, making your way towards where the wolf is located. Along the path, you will face a few more hilly churls. You can choose to fight them if you wish, or you can just run past them. Once you make it to the top of the hill, past the hilly churls, take a left, and then you'll start seeing several of the wolfhook berries. They're kind of hard to spot. You'll just sort of have to make your way through the bushes, around the trees, and then all the rocks and everything in order to find them. They are quite well hidden. In this video I did manage to collect about 16 of the wolfhook berries, but there are more there if you just continue looking. Now that you've made your way all the way up to where the wolf is located and got your wolfhook berries, now it's time to move south of the wolf and collect some more lamp grass and a couple more lilies. So just teleport to the waypoint. There you'll be faced with some cryo slimes. You can fight them if you choose to, or just dodge around them. After you collect your 2 lilies and either fought or dodge the cryo slimes, just head forward and collect 4 of the lamp grass. Next we're going to move on to the Statue of the Seven that's just sort of northeast of the Dawn Winery. There you'll find a good selection of the windwheel plants. After you've cleared the area, now you can move to the waypoint just south of Springvale. There you'll have a large selection of the lilies to collect around the water edge. Along your trip around the water's edge, you also find a good selection of frogs to collect if you're needing those. After you've collected your lilies and your frogs, now you can move north to where Springvale is located. Now Springvale is going to be where the mushrooms are at on all the different buildings, and that's going to be one of the trickier ones to collect. There are several in Springvale to collect on the various different buildings and the windmills. However, they do require a little bit of climbing in order to get to them. I was focused more on the low level ones that were easy to get to. We will collect a larger selection of them back in the Mondstadt area, inside the city walls. Now the route that I took here is not the most efficient route. I actually kind of got lost and forgot where all the mushrooms were at.
Someone needs assistance.
Now that you've collected a few of the mushrooms at Springvale, we're going to move to the gorge and collect a few more of the lilies. Then we'll head back to Mondstadt to collect more of the mushrooms within the city walls. Once you arrive at the teleporter waypoint, just fly down where the water is at, and you'll find 2 lilies on either side of the shore. Once you've arrived on top of the building in Mondstadt, just sort of hang to the right and glide down. You want to stay high up on the roof to collect most of the mushrooms. Now, after you've collected your mushrooms inside the city walls of Mondstadt, another little tip is that if there's certain items that you do not want to take the time to hunt down, or maybe you're needing just a little bit more of a certain item, you can actually buy several of the specialty items from the two flower vendors, one of which is located inside the city walls of Mondstadt. If you're there at nighttime, just adjust the time to daylight,
Leave it to me. All of it.
and she will
Whatever
appear.
it is. What exactly is it? I didn't quite catch your request.
So just talk to Flora, and she'll sell a selection of 5 of each of the specialties, such as the windwheel, Cecilia flowers, lampgrass, and the lily. Now, she does not restock on a daily basis. It does take about the same amount of time as it takes for the specialty items to respawn out in the open world. Now that we've collected our mushrooms, let's head to the large tree in Windrise and collect more of the windwheel flowers.
I'll catch up. I'll catch up.
No, I can't write a piece based on this info.
Another flower you can find in this area is going to be the snapdragon. It's located near the water in this area. It is not for character ascension, but it is used for some recipes. After you collect your flowers around the large tree in Windrise, now we're going to move to the east a little bit to the cliff just above Falcon Coast. Jump down from the teleporter, and among the ruins here you'll find 6 more lampgrass. And while we're in this area collecting our lampgrass, I'm going to show you the location of the second flower vendor. It's another girl that runs along the road that I had marked on the map just north of the waypoint. She's not in the exact same location every time. She travels up and down the road, but you can generally find her in this area that I'm about to find her at. She sells a few more of the specialty items, the wolf hook, the valberry, and the mushrooms. Next, we're going to head north to another waypoint to collect some more lilies, and there's even a couple of frogs located near the water. After you've collected your lilies, just simply jump back to the teleporter waypoint or just walk back up the hill. Now we're going to make our way up to Star Snatch Cliff in order to collect our Cecilia flowers. There's going to be another one that is a long walk, but unfortunately it's the only way to get to it. And this is the only area in Mondstadt that has the Cecilia flowers. So just start making your way up the hill, traveling towards the upper cliff. As you make your way up the cliff, you'll see more of the dandelions in the distance. Again, that's Mondstadt's specialty, but it's not a character ascension material that we need to collect. Another piece of advice if you're wanting to make this route a little bit faster, if you eat some food that decreases your stamina consumption, that'll make this go a whole lot quicker. Once you've made it to the top of the Star Snatch Cliff and collected all of your Cecilia flowers, now we're going to move on to the next area and finish out our collection journey. From here, you're going to want to just head to the northern teleporter at Stormbearer Point. Once you arrive at the teleporter, just head due north. You'll find some more specialty items plus some ore that you can mine. Now that you collected your ore and your valberries, now we're going to move to the west a little bit to the Stormbearer Mountains, and this is going to be another area that's focused on the valberries. Once you make it to the teleporter, just head north. And as I progress in this video, you're going to see that I don't take the most efficient route. Probably the most efficient way to go is to actually just collect these berries and then keep heading north, making a circle around the mountain's edge. However, as you're going to see here, I sort of take an unconventional route that's going to cause me to teleport or either have to climb the mountain. But if you teleport and then head north and travel along the right edge of the mountain cliff, you can easily avoid having to climb or teleport again. And as you see on the map, I have several locations marked up around where the Animo hypostasis is located. And that's the area that I was talking about, that I should have traveled around the right edge and just made a circle around and came back to the area that I just teleported from. And as we're finishing out this video, I hope you found the information useful. Hope this helps you on your journey as you collect your items to level up your characters. As I stated in the beginning of the video, I did make sure that I showed well over the 100 required items to collect in order to complete the achievement on the Battle Pass, so that if you want to focus on certain items over others, you'll have a selection of things to choose from. It took me about 45 minutes to do this video, but once you've learned how to locate all the items quickly and have them marked on your map, you can easily do this in under 30 minutes. So let's just quickly review the items on the map. So we started at the Storm Terror Lair and got most of the wind wheels there. Then we moved up to the Bright Crown Canyon and collected some lamp grass and calla lilies. Moving south towards Wolfendom, we collect a lot of more lamp grass as well as the wolfhook berries. Making our way around to collect more wind wheels and lamp grass, as well as a large selection of lilies. South of Springvale, then collected the mushrooms at Springvale and in Mondstadt. And of course, circling back around to the large tree at Windrise to collect more of the wind wheel flowers, then our lamp grass as we make our way north up to where we are going to teleport to travel up the Star Snatch Cliff to collect all of the Cecilia flowers. Then ending out the journey at Stormbearer's Point and Stormbearer's Mountain, where we're going to start collecting our Valberries. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found it useful. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. And in the future, when I get time, I should make a video on collecting the specialty items in Liyue.